It's your girl Amber, and welcome to the Roommates. Today I'm having chili cheese mac and breadsticks, fresh from Keisha's Kitchen. So roomies, go get your plates, grab your food, and come sit down and eat with me. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you can get future notifications every time the roommates drop a new video. Enjoy watching. Now let's eat. Hey roomie, how you doing? If you're new, welcome. And if you've been here a while, then you know it's time for the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. That is so good, you could use this as a dip. I think I'm gonna try it with the breadsticks. Let me see how this tastes. Let me see how that tastes. Let me show it to you, roomies, while it's on the bread. Look at that. Doesn't that just look delicious? I did not know, but there's cheese in here too. I got cheese in the pasta and cheese in the breadsticks. I'm just getting cheese everywhere. I might as well have a bit too. Now we're gonna see how this tastes inside of the bread. We got all kinds of stuff in here. We got pasta, we got rotel, tomatoes, ground beef. You know, not only, if you wanted to, you could also use this as a chip dip. So today, roomies, I went to the grocery store with Keisha. And anytime I go to the store with her, I always gotta get one of the mechanical cars. And I swear, it takes me probably, let me tell you guys, it takes me at least 10 minutes to get a cart, or longer. If I go to Walmart, forget about it. So today, I go to Pete's and I get one of them carts, and what happened was I get a cart and it's not plugged in, but then the one that is plugged in, the first one I tried, it was working fast for like a minute, but then what happens, all of a sudden I can't back out. Like I can't go out the door. So when it let me back out, I was like stuck in that little lot, like where they keep them carts at. So that was the funniest thing. It's like watching me on one of the mechanical cars is like watching me try to drive a car. It was like a mission trying to get out of one of them, trying to back out of that little space. So the cart stops, I can't move it. And finally, somebody comes and helps me. After about 10 minutes of me struggling. So then I grabbed the cart that was plugged in. Luckily, I had enough room to kind of get the cart in that narrow little space and get it out. I feel bad for people that use the mechanical carts because it's like a mission trying to get them out of there. I swear that knowing that handicapped people go to the grocery store, what they should do, they should just have like 5 or 6 of them handicapped carts and just keep them on the inside where they can plug them in at all times. What I don't get is for how much security that this store has, they can't even manage to keep the carts plugged in. It's like they're so incompetent. It's unbelievable. And this store today was so packed because we're getting into summer. So it was so packed, I was lucky to find a regular cart that was running smoothly, because a lot of times they leave those carts in the rain. They get rusty because they're metal carts. They get rusty. And then you're trying to move in a straight line, but the cart keeps tilting over. I swear, it's unbelievable the mission you go through just to do your grocery shopping. It's just a pain in the butt. It was hard for me when I go to the store and say, I forget something and I gotta go back to the vegetable aisle and get it. It's a pain in the butt because the vegetable aisle is right by the door. So a lot of times, like 20 people will come in all at once, especially in the summer, and it's so annoying because I'll be literally stuck in traffic on the inside of the store just to get through an aisle, or just to get even in an aisle, or to get to the produce section. It's just unbelievable. I deal with the same thing going to Walmart. Like, it was hard for me not to get annoyed and want to run somebody over. I really thought about it. I really felt like cussing today at the store. I felt like saying, like, there was these 10 group of people. It was like a few guys and a few girls. And I'm trying to get past. I was first, and I was trying to get past the aisle. Like say this is the aisle. I'm trying to get past and make a turn, like turn left, to get to the green onions, because Junior called us and told us what he wanted at the store. Because we don't always bring a list with us, me and Keisha. We're like, when we go to the store, we're like Bonnie and Clyde, and we'll get what we need without needing a list. And then by the time we get home, we'll realize what we forgot. So Junior calls. He's like, Keisha, don't forget the avocados and the green onions. So I run back. Well, no, it wasn't the avocados. It was the green onions and the grapeseed oil. So I run, get the grapeseed oil. Then by the time I had to go in the produce section, get the green onions, I was lost as hell looking for these onions. And on top of a swarm of people, looked like they were looking at me like they wanted to fight, like I was in their way. I'm thinking in my head, like, I can't say the word because it's a swear word and none of the roommates were family friendly. So I was really thinking, like, girl, if you don't get out of my way. I was thinking that in my head, like, would you get the F out of my way? Do you not know? I'm thinking, like, I got a car, you don't have a car, get the F out of my damn way. I'm thinking that. Like, you have no idea how much I just wanted to run someone over with my car. I see why people get into fights at the grocery store, because people are just so inconsiderate. It's like nowadays these girls and like teenagers are in their these young 20-year-olds or teenagers don't even have the decency to say excuse me. that just boils my grits more than you think. And then, on top of it, it's a Sunday. So, I see a free sample. I see one free sample, which was like the tortilla chips with some spinach dip. I go there. And then I go to the bakery section thinking they're going to have free sample cookies. And to my surprise, this time they didn't have no free sample cookies, so I was mad. Because I'm thinking you got one free sample and you can't have another? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, today is not my day. Today is not my day, especially at the store. Then, on top of it, after Keisha and I went to the checkout line, and we leave out the store, we're just sitting there waiting for our Uber. This lady was outside of the store. She was one of them panhandling ladies. She was out begging people for change, and so instead of money, Keisha says to me in private, she's like, I'm finna give this lady no money. I'm gonna buy her something to eat. So, Keisha tells me, she's like, Amber, call the lady over here so I can ask her what she wants from Subway. So the lady, given that she's already begging for change, has the nerve to be choosy about what the heck somebody buys her to eat. So guess what she tells us? She's like, no, I don't want Subway. Subway makes me sick. What I want some beef fried rice from that Chinese place over there. And she was just really rude. And Keisha ordered it for her. She ordered a small beef fried rice with two veggie egg rolls. And then, I believe who else shows up to our surprise? The woman's boyfriend just randomly pops up with a drunk, stinking self. With a stinking attitude on top of it. And so, he starts talking to the lady. And she's like, no, you don't have to give me nothing. This lady over here offered to give me something to eat. And he had the nerve to cuss. He was like, F that lady. Forget you. F that lady. And so they get to arguing. And Keisha's like, says to me all quietly, she's like, I'm finna listen to this shit. Let's go over here, Amber. So we move up, and she's like, that woman just ruined her chance. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, you didn't see how rude she was? Her boyfriend was just cussing me out. He's like, I'm finna buy her shit. I'm canceling this order. She's like, I was already skeptical and didn't want to do it for this lady because I was offering to buy her something, not me, but Keisha. She was offering to buy her something from Subway, and the lady, instead of saying thank you and telling her what she wants from Subway, she has the nerve to be all picky and choosy, and the lady claims to be homeless. Man, if I was homeless and someone offered to buy me a meal, I'm not going to be picky and choosy. I'm just going to tell them what the F I want from the restaurant that they want to order from. That's just a bull. And so, after Keisha, when the boyfriend starts acting up, Keisha says to her, she's like, lady, you can't be like that. You can't be all picky and choosy. When someone's trying to do something nice, just appreciate it. Don't be all picky and choosy like that. That ain't right. Because if you act like that, if it was anyone else, they wouldn't help you. He's like, you got to be a little nicer to people. And I agree with that. If a stranger was trying to help me, I'd be happy and grateful because there are people in the world actually like that want to help out. Which in Chicago is hard to find because in Chicago people will do you wrong. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that there was a cashier, and he looked just the way he was acting. You could tell he was new. The cashier that rang us up, he was acting just like me when I first started working at Butera about 7 years ago, when I was living with my grandma. He was shy and nervous. And didn't really know how to talk to customers. He just acted like he was scared of people, period. And so Keisha had to tell this guy to ring up the water because he acted like he wasn't even paying attention, like he was just going to let us walk out with the water. And we had this big box of alternative water. It was like alkaline water. She's like, sweetie, you forgot to ring up my water. I don't want to walk out and get you in trouble. He's like, you got to come over here and ring up the water. He's like, oh, okay. So he comes and rings up the water, and I'm like, sir, you forgot to put a sticker on there. We don't need security. I'm like, sir, you forgot the sticker. And so as we're walking out, I tell Keisha, I'm like, yeah, I don't want no damn security jumping on me because they think we didn't pay for this. In my head, I'm thinking the F. So we tell the guy, we're like, you really got to pay attention because anybody else in your line that sees you're not paying attention, they will walk out here with whatever little groceries they have and not even care that they're stealing. You got to pay better attention. He's like, we know you're new and stuff, but you still got to pay attention, otherwise you can get in trouble not watching your customers. So finally, so Keisha decided she ain't gonna do nothing for this lady because the lady was being rude. And on top of it, her boyfriend just totally spoiled it for her to get anything because he starts cussing at her, arguing with her, then cussing out Keisha. And in my head, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking in my head like, what a piece of shit. He just cussed her out when she was about to get some food, ruined it for her, and now he won't even talk to her. Now he just goes in the separate part of the store on the outside, just smoking the cigarette, eating his food, just ruined this lady's chance of getting something to eat. The nerve of this man. If that was my man, I would slap the bejesus out of him. I would have been like, you just ruined my chance of getting some food, you mother effing mother. And I would have slap the hell out of him. See, if the way I eat, how much I eat, if I was homeless, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go without no food, I swear. Although I would go crazy, I would not be trying to look for no boyfriend if I was homeless. I swear. I'd be thinking if I'm homeless, I'm going to be trying to hitchhike a ride to a homeless shelter, or be trying to get a free meal. I'm not gonna be thinking about no darn man. A man is only extra baggage, honestly. Especially if you don't got a place to live. If I don't have a place to live or my stuff together, now I'm not gonna be looking for no man. I swear, I think these homeless women are crazy. I think they just only look for men, so that way they could use the men or the man to go get them some free food if they can't get a stranger to do it for them. I think that's really why they even have boyfriends. So the Uber driver finally shows up. And this man, what surprised me is he comes out of his car and he ain't got no shoes on. He just comes out of his car with naked feet. And I'm like, really? I'd be scared to come out of a car with naked feet. Because first of all, anything could happen. Someone could run over your foot. I think that's just the dumbest thing I could ever see. I've had my foot run over before, and I know how it feels. My foot got run over one time by an SUV when I was working at Jewel, pushing carts, and it was raining outside in the dark. The man bumped me in the butt. Then I moved to the side, and then he ran over my foot. And I screamed bloody murder, and I'm limping, practically hopping. I'm 1 foot getting back in the store. I was in so much pain I couldn't even get the license plate number, because all I was thinking is I want to get my ass back in the store, call my mother, and get some ice on my foot. But it's one thing I could not stand. One thing I don't get is how people could drive with no shoes on. I would think it hurts your feet. Me personally, if I'm going to drive a car, I'm going to have shoes on, at least comfortable shoes. I can't drive with no naked feet. I don't know how people do it. My mom used to do it. I would think she's crazy. How you drive with naked feet and that doesn't hurt the bottom of your feet? So then we get home, and the man didn't even want to help us with our groceries to the front porch. And we were only maybe a house away in the Uber when we finally pulled up. I found that so annoying. I'm thinking, like, if I want to get 5 rating stars as an Uber driver, I'm going to make sure I put some comfortable shoes on in case my passengers need me to help them to their door with their groceries, because that's how you get 5 stars. That, and also asking them if they want the air conditioning on, if they want the window open, if they want the music on, what kind of music they want on. Honestly, I've been trying to give 110%. This man was just dead quiet in the car. If I was the one rating him instead of Keisha would be nice about it. But me, I'd be a hard ass about it. I would just give him a freaking 2. I'd give him a 2 just for not helping me with my groceries. I got a heavy box of water about this big. That big. And bottles about this tall of the alkaline water. Just these huge bottles of water that I could barely even carry. Like, if I gotta carry them, I'm carrying one knee and then kind of shaking while carrying them to the door. I was just so annoyed, you have no idea. Well, when I saw him putting groceries on the curb, in my head I just want to slap this man in his head. Roomies, as you can see, I'm done eating. I'm full, and I'm gonna have to close this out because I got no more food to eat, and the story's over. So, thank you all for watching. I had a lot of fun eating and talking with you guys. I had a lot of fun talking about my day and all the inconveniencing that goes on in my days, well, certain days. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you can get future notifications every time the roommates drop a new video. Thank you all for watching. Peace out, y'all. We love you. Don't forget to live, love, and laugh. Bye.